So we're sitting in my office at our Wednesday vacancy delinquency meeting a few weeks ago, like we do every Wednesday. And we're going through our delinquencies and we're going through our vacancies. And I'm hearing my property managers talk about what their recommendations are to drop rents in order to get hard to rent properties rented. And so they're talking about the conversations they're going to have with the owner client and the suggestions they're going to make and the recommendations they're going to make in order to drop rents, in order to replace the carpet, to get it rented. And so I'm listening to all the chatter. And it kind of light bulb went off that the language we're using, my fellow property managers, is just wrong. It's flat out wrong because it's not presenting us as the way we want to be viewed, which is professionals, which is experts, which is knowledgeable about what we're doing. So it got me down this little rabbit trail and had another talk with my team. And my talk was about this. Guys, we need to stop making recommendations to our owner clients. And they scratched their head, probably like you are right now. And they're like, what do you mean? I mean, we're property managers. That's what we do, right? We say, well, I recommend you replace the carpet. I suggest we do this. I said, I get it, but you're starting from a point that is way over here and it's a wrong place to start from. So let me give you an example. Let me tell you what I'm talking about here. You've got a property, it's vacant, it's hard to rent, it's been sitting for 10 days, 20 days, 30, 40 days, and you're talking to your owner client and you're trying to make the suggestion that maybe they should drop the rent because your job is to make the changes you need to make to get the property rented. So oftentimes when we're talking to that owner client, we say things like this as it relates to the rental rate reduction. We say, maybe we should try dropping, excuse me, I get choked up just talking about it. Maybe we should try dropping the rent by $25. Raise your hand if you've ever said that. Of course, we've all said that. Maybe we should try dropping the rent. Yeah, let's try it, maybe. Or maybe we say this. You know what? This is a little more forceful. I think we should consider reducing the rent by $25. Sound a little bit more masculine and strong when you say that. Or maybe you're going really hard. No, I come in hard, Mark. I say something like this. In my opinion, we should lower the price by $25 to hopefully increase interest. Or maybe you really go hard and you even say, in my professional opinion, we should do this side of things. Anybody said any of these? Let me give you a couple more that I know some of you have said, because I've said these things as well. I'm guilty. Also, I suggest a rental rate reduction of $25. I recommend we drop the price by $25 and see if that generates any new activity. Now, maybe you're looking at these things, you're like, well, yeah, you're writing them down, right? You're like, no, that's good stuff. Hey, everybody in the office, come watch. Here's what we should be saying. No, do not say these things. Why? Because they don't present you in the proper form, in the proper view. What's the problem with each of these? Here are the words that are the problems within these things. Maybe we should, that's not a good way to say it. We consider, in my opinion, I suggest, I recommend. My friend, who gives recommendations and suggestions and offers opinions? You know what industry is really good at making suggestions and offering opinions? Waiters. Right? You go to the restaurant and they're like, I suggest you try the French onion soup today. In my opinion, it is spot on. And yes, all waiters have little mustaches that say that. And that's who does this. That's the type of industry that uses this type of language. So I suggest, in my opinion, maybe we should try. That is not who we are. We are not waiters. We don't want to be viewed as simply making suggestions and flipping a coin and be like, hey, here's something we could try. Hey, I got an idea. Let's try dropping the rent. That's not the proper way to present. Instead, what's a contrary industry that I think we should pattern ourselves after? I think we should pattern ourselves after the tax accounting industry, a professional industry. Maybe think doctors, lawyers. This is a screenshot of the webpage of my CPA, my tax accountant. I met with my CPA, Matt Thies, last week. I love Matt. I sit down with Matt. I give him all my company tax information, my personal tax information. We go through it. He files my taxes for me. He's a professional. Now, in all of my conversations with Matt, he has never said to me, I suggest we list these things out as deductions, Mark. In my opinion, we ought to go ahead and file that additional other report. I recommend that we don't show those things as deductions. Like, he doesn't give me recommendations, suggestions, and opinions. He's a fact guy. He's a professional. He's going to tell me what I need to do in order to properly file my taxes. Now, I get it. You're saying, well, Mark, there's a little difference there, because at the end of the day, it is the owner's decision, and all I can do is make recommendations. And I get it. I understand that. My point is, we need to approach things from more of this mentality and less of this mentality. And it's just an approach. But it comes through in the language we use, it comes through in the way we communicate, and it comes through in the way we think about these things on the front end of these conversations. So don't go in there hard charging, or you can't be a jerk about it. You can't say things. And I'm going to tell you what I suggest you say to your owner clients to properly and effectively communicate that. But before I tell you that, I want to thank the sponsor for this video, Showdigs. One of the challenges that we all have are things like showings and getting in your car. If you're getting in your car and you're still doing showings, you're driving across the street and then they don't show up, that's where my friends at Showdigs come in. It's an entire automated platform, uses AI with this as well, so that it takes care of your showing scheduling, and my favorite part, it's agents on call, third-party agents on call. They will do your showings for you. They're licensed real estate agents, so it's safe, they're trained. They will do property inspections for you. We use them for property inspections. I don't want to drive to South Denver and do a 30-minute walkthrough inspection on an occupied property, but you know who will? Showdigs. And so they have their agent go out, they fill out the report. My team loves it. Jump on their website, we'll link to it. Find out how they can help you as we get ready to ramp up for showing season. And it's summer, you need to be using Showdigs. It will make your life better, your business easier to run, because it will keep you from focusing on things that you shouldn't be wasting your time on, which is occupied property inspections and showings. Let the folks at Showdigs take that for you. Okay, what should you say? This is some of the language that we try to say when we're talking to owner clients about these types of things. Hey, Mr. Owner, in order to get this property rented, what is necessary is for us to reduce the rent by $25, and then I just threw in for fun, and replace the carpet. Right? This statement, or however you frame it, this is a different way of saying that. This isn't an opinion or a let's try and see what happens and keep our fingers crossed, knock on wood. That's not what a professional does. A professional looks at this and says, here's what we need to do to solve the problem. The problem is the property's not renting. In order for us to get the property rented, what is necessary is that we replace the carpet, we got to repaint that back bedroom, we've got to drop the rent by $25, and if those things don't work, we will then need to offer a move-in special of $200. Now, I get it. You're not a magician. You can't just make things happen. There's an element of supply and demand, but the way you present yourself needs to be much more this way than the, well, here's an option we could try and see what happens. Because if that's the only way you're presenting yourself, you're never going to be viewed as the expert. The owner's never going to trust you as the expert. You want them to take your expert advice, and so you need to present it as more fact-based and as more as what is necessary. This is what is necessary for us to do in order to get this property rented. My team is doing this, and it's hard. When you're on those phone conversations with the owner, it's a hard balance to come across as kind, but yet still the expert. But think tax accountant, think CPA, think doctor, think lawyer. Don't think French waiter and recommend the French onion soup. My friends, I hope you found this helpful. Jump on our website, PM Build. Everything we have on there is dedicated to helping you build, grow, and protect your property management company. Until next time, I wish you success.